I wanted to experiment with acrylic markers on toned paper, so I decided to try something a little different. At first, I planned to draw this portrait on white paper, but I didn't have the right skin tone acrylic marker. So instead, I switched to toned paper and decided to use the acrylic markers mainly for the shadows. And honestly, I really loved the result. The toned paper became the base for the skin, and I added more details with colored pencils, especially around the cheeks and eyelids. I think this technique works really well with my art style, and I'm really happy with how this portrait turned out. Follow for more amazing art videos. Can cheap acrylic markers create realistic food art? Let's find out. For this drawing, I'm using Canson gray paper and affordable acrylic markers. I wanted to test how well they blend, so I built the sandwich layer by layer. The gray paper makes the colors pop, and I was surprised how smooth the blending turned out. Every layer added more depth and texture, making the sandwich look more realistic. I really enjoyed experimenting with these markers, especially for food illustrations. Would you try drawing food with acrylic markers? Tell me what I should draw next, and don't forget to follow for more art videos. What happens when you put honey inside a pair of lips? Sounds weird, but I had to draw it. I started with the lips, layering different shades of red to create that glossy, juicy look. Then I added the honeycomb in the center and built it up with warm, golden tones and shadows. And of course, I couldn't leave out the dripping honey. The final step was adding those tiny white highlights to make everything look shiny and almost realistic. And this is how it turned out. Honestly, I think the weirdest ideas make the most interesting art. And don't forget to follow for more art. stumbled upon this cool portrait on Pinterest, and I just had to draw it, because there's so much awesome inspiration massive, high-quality toned paper sketchbook. First, I built up the shadows using some acrylic markers and let the paper work as the background. Then I added some highlights and some extra details with a white gel pen. I had such a blast doing this. To me, this technique totally snaps on toned paper. Be sure to follow for more arty stuff. A few days ago, I saw a horse painting that inspired me, so I decided to create my own version. I tore a bold red page from my color book and pasted it into my sketchbook. Then I sketched the horse and painted it mostly with Ardex acrylic markers, mixing in a few local brands for different pigments. The bright red background made the horse pop, and I had a lot of fun bringing it to life. I really loved how the colors came together in the end. It was such a fun painting to create. Thanks for watching. Tell me which part you enjoyed most. I was thinking about which drawing to do today, and I suddenly remembered an idea my bestie had. Make a lobster! So I did exactly that. I had some leftover pages from my sketchbook that were smudging, so I put another sheet of paper over one of them and began working on it. I used acrylic markers since they're so bright and vibrant, which makes the drawing experience so much more enjoyable. Plus, this is the beginning of a new project for my channel. I'll be drawing more inspired stuff from Ghibli and Bright, colorful illustrations like this one. I'm super excited to show you all. If you enjoy this type of art, make sure to follow for more.